In this video, we are going to learn how to make what we call spirit cards. And basically out of the watercolor painting that we made in the previous videos. So I'm going to get mine back out and show you how we're going to get from the actual painting to what we call spirit cards, okay? I'm just going to put those to the side for now. So this is a painting that I was working on in the last tutorial. And what we're going to do, what you check to make sure that your salt is dry, you can start rubbing some of that off. I pretty much, let me go ahead and, I guess that one I didn't really touch, but the others ones I did. Okay. After you've rubbed off pretty much all of the salt, or as much as you can get off, we're going to fold this 3 times, okay? So we're just going to kind of fold it across once. And it's watercolor paper, so it's going to get harder to, it's okay, just do the best you can. I like to use like a pen. Fold it across again. Number 2, second time, just like this. This is the hardest part to crease. Doesn't have to be, perfect, but you definitely just want a little crease in there, because when you open it back up, you're going to have these crease marks, okay? And we're going to cut along these lines, or crease marks, I should say, and that's going to give us a total of 8 different cards, or 8 cards. Yeah, and to be beautiful work that you did. This is no, I don't want to cut through my name. Well, don't worry, part of your name will be on the card. Okay, so there's 2, 4, 6 here, and 8. And these spirit cards, or artist trading cards, they're also called spirit cards because I tried to get you guys to just kind of go with the flow and intuition as to what colors you use and where you put things like that, okay? But these are also called artist trading cards, and if you look it up on Google, there are a lot of artists that like to do this. They'll create some cards and then send them in the mail and have other artists send their cards back to them, etc. But anyway, what we're going to embellish, just like you see how I did on these with the Sharpie pen, okay? And you can also use colored pencil for this, and we'll look at that in just a little bit. So you're just going to take one of your cards, it doesn't matter which one, because you're going to do all 8 of them, and you're going to be different size Sharpies, and you need to use sizes on, okay? Some students will just stick with the fat one and do a few things and say, I'm done, but they don't look completed and they look too heavy. You want some variety. We have a lot of variety in the thickness of our strokes on here versus the little splatters, for example. We want the same kind of variety with Sharpie elements as well, okay? So I like to start with the thin Sharpie, and what you're going to do is just embellish it. And so there are a lot of ways that you can do this. The first thing that I always do is I tend to outline things. So I see this stroke right here, so I might just go in here and just kind of outline that. Now I can go through the red, or if I want to, I can extend that way, okay? And then maybe I leave it like that. I don't know, I kind of like it just like that. And so maybe I want to continue around the purple circle. Just kind of going with my intuition, and just maybe leaving something like that. Maybe I see something down here going on, and I want to outline this whole thing. Okay, so I've got this shape here, and then if I wanted to, I could go back inside the shape and maybe add something to it, like those lines. Maybe I want to add what we call stippling, which is basically use of dots for shading purposes, something like that. You can also add to the things if you want to, so you can do something inside, like example, see some green spots in here from my splatter. I can circle those if I want. Or I could also outline some organic shapes that were formed by the salt that I sprinkled onto this particular circle. Giving it a sort of planetary feel, like these are maybe craters or something like that. I don't know, okay? Speaking of circles, I can circle some splatters, and then I always kind of find it fun to connect them, make them look like, I don't know, creatures maybe? I have no idea. You get to decide. But you could do something like that as well. Here is, oh, here's another area. So I'm just kind of going with the flow. I'm just kind of going with my intuition just to kind of turn these into something a little bit more interesting than just the watercolor. And then in here, I don't know, maybe I want to create some kind of pattern, like a swirl pattern. Kind of fill in the blanks there. I have a lot of blank space out here too. Maybe I want to add some little points to the end of my grass and maybe continue to add some more blades, but use Sharpie. And then I could even just kind of come in here if I want and kind of add to that. Maybe I want to turn this into some kind of planet that's radiating something outward, okay? I've got a lot of thin, I've used my thin Sharpie a lot. I might want to come in now with my thick Sharpie. Let's see what I can with that. Continue this whole idea of outlining down at the bottom that way, okay? Maybe I want to fill in some of these shapes. Maybe I want to add some thick rays. Maybe I want to do some work down here. I just want to do some maybe repetitive lines or something. I don't know. Get to decide. You just want a good balance. You don't want thick marker on just one side. You want to make sure that whatever you do on one side, you're going to extend it to the other, just like I did over here, right? Okay. You don't want to just have like on the top just thin and then on the bottom just thin. You want to make sure that it's kind of spread out around there. And when you think done with this thing happening in all over the card, okay, then you're ready to maybe stop and pick up the next one and do the same thing. Start maybe looking for shapes and outlining them, adding repetitive patterns, circling some of the dots, but also making sure that you're using both size Sharpies, okay? So you're going to do this to all 8 of your cards. We're going to look at these and then we're going to think about which ones we can turn into an abstract color painting.